That was excellent active response, and that's something, by the way, we want in general when we talk about student learning. One of the things you're going to learn today, you probably actually learned it yesterday if you haven't already, is that sitting listening to people like me can be very boring after a long time. Okay? No matter how animated I get, no matter how much I move my hands, or use the board, or even pick out my gadgets and start playing with them, you're still going to find me, as a person, probably at some point, be a little difficult to follow because you're just sort of passive. So the more active I can make you in the learning process, the better off. So I didn't actually include that formally in today's workshop, but I would jot that down somewhere. Active learning. The more that you can engage your students actively in the learning, the better off you're going to be, A, to get them to actually learn what you want them to learn, which is the goal of all of this anyway. I think we all agree. And the second thing is that it keeps them more engaged, which means they're less interested in other stuff. Okay? Whatever that stuff might look like. All right? Engagement. Proactive, reactive. Disturbance. From the Rebbe's perspective, you hear the word disturbance, you think reactive, most of you, okay? And discipline. What is discipline? That's really probably the kicker here for our conversation. Interesting. Right? Okay, that's why some of you are giving me different answers. By the way, what I just did was I just checked for understanding from an entire group of, believe I heard 20 plus people. Okay? Try to do that with any question you're going to ask in your class. So tell me what Rashi says, and maybe do a great job, and you go, you kind of draw it out a little bit. You wait the 7 seconds, which is recommended by research. Wait time to let the brains process the question, and then you say, Yankee. Or you say, tell me what Ramban's opinion is, Mendy. And you give them those 7 seconds. But how many students have you ultimately engaged in that conversation? How many of you engaged in that conversation? At that moment, you've engaged in one. Maybe, if you're lucky, by keeping the question out there and putting the name on the back end. Many of us don't even do that. Many of us say, Mendy, tell me what Ramban says. By the way, the second you said Mendy, what have you done? You told everybody else go back to sleep. Okay? It's not your time. We'll get back to you later. Unless, of course, there are multiple Mendys in the room, at which one you might be lucky.